Hello everyone, and welcome to AOR Season 9 F1 Sunday highlights from my point of view at the Singapore Grand Prix round 14, I'm pretty sure it is, as we are in our first qualifying lap, and also what at that point was our best qualifying lap, get held up by Bad Boy. At that point now I don't think he saw us, I'm not quite sure, but we weave our wheel in frustration and, well, as we realised we're not going to make that corner, we decided to go down the escape route. Reversing very cautiously, hoping not to get a penalty from this. That would be a disaster. It seems like we got away with only getting the yellow flags. As we now start our last qualifying and our best qualifying lap. It might not seem like it after the first two sectors, but somehow miraculously we did go a bit faster at the end. But we'll move on to this lap then, going down towards turn 3, running quite wide off that apex there, meaning we get a very poor exit with the DRS down this straight. That's going to cost us at least a bit on our previous best, and it has, as we brake at the 100 metre board, it's cost about 1.5 tenths roughly. We're hoping we can gain back all that time in the second sector, but we're not quite sure. We don't like this second sector really. We get very close to the wall there. We're not quite sure about this middle sector anymore, as the downforce levels are a lot lower than what they were last game, and because they removed the sling section, it just went left, right, left. Now it's just one left-hander. Don't like that. I don't like these two. Loads of understeer, a bit of oversteer though on the exit, as you can see from the result of that. We get that a lot of understeer sometimes, and then exit oversteer. That's power oversteer though for you. Something I am very good at. But now at the end of sector 2, with a full 3.5 tenths down on our previous best, so this is not, as I mentioned already, looking like it's going to be the best of laps for us. But we are trying to stick it together at this point. We're just pushing as hard as we can, just thinking, well, it's all or nothing now. We're in 9th position. If we're going to get a better qualifying, we've got to push really, really hard. Just throwing it in under the tunnel there a few seconds ago, quite good, decent line through there. But now we're going to get to the last corner, just lift slightly on entry as we power through the entire last corner, activate the diffs and cross the line to set a 1:43.3, which is about 1.4 seconds. Also off our best ever qualifying time round here, which is 42.0. But anyway, we'll move on to the results now. As you can see, Kieran has taken pole position in his McLaren on a 40.7, followed by Rafifa. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, I'm not sure about how you pronounce that. And then Colliard in 3rd, our rival Bad Boys in 4th, Novo Tank all the way down in 5th surprisingly, with us in 9th, and our teammate Phil qualified in 13th in last. But anyway guys, then moving on towards our race strategy, or at least our planned race strategy for this race. Let's have a look at what we're doing. I believe we're going to run a free stopper, a planned free stopper at least for this race. Option, prime, option. Of course, there is a substantial risk of getting a safety car around there at Singapore, like there is at Monaco, even though the barriers aren't quite as close, and I'm pretty sure you'll get to see that later on in the race, as our strategy, which you can see on screen currently, gets rather messed up. However, now it's race time for that Singapore Grand Prix of AOR F1 PS3 Sunday. We are on the grid in 9th position, with our teammate Phil in 13th, last on the grid. Not that far behind us, to be honest. At the moment we had a really bad qualifying for, well, almost any track. It's a really poor qualifying, as now the lights are out. And away we go for this Singapore Grand Prix of AOR. A massive wheel spin off the line, not proving to be the best start, but we still hold position as we see Small Hero on the inside of us in our mirror, and presumably as Novo Tank, the championship leader currently. Novo Tank and his Williams has spun at turn 1 by Jacko. By the looks of him, I'm not 100% sure what happened there, as now Small Hero has sneaked around the outside of us as Jacko completely brakes on him, and no, oh dear, no. I'm not sure what happened there, but now we're stuck in second to last place, only ahead of Novo Tank. The championship leader reversing round in frustration. A bit after that's cooked our tyres. Seeing as a yellow flag for in sector 2 later on lap 1, and there's a car off on the left there. That is our teammate Phil. He has obviously been hit by someone. I'm guessing it could have been Kian, as he's now the one we've caught up to at the middle of lap 2. We've managed to catch up to him in his Red Bull, Our intentions, of course, are to get as far up the grid as possible, because Bad Boy, our rival at the moment, I think currently sits in 4th of this race, and if we finish 9th, then he's already got a few points lead of us in the championship. This is going to be pretty hefty slap in the back for us, really. But now we stick up and rich from the straight, hope to close on him, but don't think we will get past in the last sector here, which we are now entering. It's one of the hardest places to make an attempted overtake, as we get a bit of wheel spin from hitting the curb, unsettles our car, as we now are right in the depths of this last sector, and it seems like Keane is struggling slightly, not on necessarily exit, but at least on mid-corner to exit he is struggling. As you can see there in the tunnel, we get pretty close to him. We think they might have looked down inside. No, we thought the better of that and turned in to avoid getting smashed into the wall and possibly losing our front wing. Scotty now sets the fastest lap. I'm not going to bother reading it out because it's not going to be any potential fastest lap, as we now get pretty close to getting at the exit. DRS has been activated, but we want to be at the next DRS, of course. As we now go down inside, we've missed our braking point slightly, run wide. Kia might come back at us here, especially with the DRS, which we will get for the following straight after this. But as you can see on exit, it looks like for the moment that he didn't get a very good exit and couldn't get past us. But now he's destroyed his vehicle towards the end of this lap 5 then, and we decide that is close enough to our pit stop lap to want to box for a set of prime tyres. Of course, now they will have to go a slightly longer way to around lap 17. We actually made our pit stop laps up as we went, because we figure out that we were running too short on the primes, and therefore our options wouldn't last at the end. But as you can see, with no attempt behind spitting, it becomes quite irrelevant by the end of the race. As now, finally at lap 8, 3 laps later, it's taken quite a long time to catch up to the safety car. I think we did it about lap 7, and then we went the entire 8th lap round kind of thing. But now the restart is about to commence in a few corners time, and as you can see Larky and Sauber, not quite sure what his real name is, but he's a new guy to this league. But anyway, that is not what we're concentrating on at the moment. What we have set our focus on towards now is, of course, the restart, which comes. This race, I can tell you for a fact, if you're watching, it's going to be quite a long one, because it was an hour-long race thanks to a few safety cars and a few mess-ups that we had. But anyway, we get racing now again with the green flags onto lap 9. You can see we've had a bit of a bad restart, but everyone seems to be a bit spread out. This restart could be a bit of lag. That's a bit of a fault for that. There's a bit of a blame for that. But now, of course, no thanks managed to catch up right to the back of us. I'm not sure if he's actually on the options or the primes. I'm not quite sure about that. As we now go towards that turn 3 again, so we've messed up in qualifying. He's done it pretty decent there, but maybe we're not doing too badly. As long as Nova Tank is behind us, kind of thing, we know we're doing quite good pace. As he's possibly one of the fastest people around any track. I'm not sure about this one, but most likely it will be. As now Larky's gone wide and we've been tapped behind from, I think, Nova Tank. And then we get smashed into the wall by Kieran. Not sure if that was a lag tap or a lag bubble or anything from Nova Tank who hit us, but now he's gone wide. Will we have a look at the championship leader into the next corner? No, we won't. We pull out of it and brake early, just to make sure we don't concede the possibility of making any contact with him, because that would be pretty desperate times for us if we start making contact with people to try and get past them. Of course, our aim is not to do such things, but as you can see at the moment, it seems like I'm getting just a little tad away. No, Larky has got caught sideboard glitched off Nova Tank after he got auto spun off the curb. 2 very nice glitches on this game, and that's of course the second safety car. This time, of course, we're not going to bonks because there's no point in it, because we'll just lose positions, and our tyres are pretty much fresh anyway, and we know that these tyres have got to go pretty far anyway. As on lap 12 then, the safety car comes in for our restart as we go racing once again for the third time now, thanks to the start. But we couldn't quite stick up with Nova Tank's pace after this point, especially not on the primes. We didn't like them, but now Bad Boy, as you can see, managed to get behind us, our championship rival, and we've run pretty deep into that corner there, and he will have a chance looking down our outside, which turns to the inside for the next corner, so he will have the racing line, and there he goes down. We've lost the position to him. This is crucial for the championship. We must finish ahead of him in this race to stay ahead, or to get ahead in the championship, but it doesn't look like we'll need to do that anyway, as he's buried it. Had a brake failure or something. He's absolutely buried it in that corner. Yellow flag. Whippy is what we're thinking at this point. We are literally jumping out the cockpit with joy. for that mistake he has made, which has cost him dearly at this point in the race. Of course, we never knew what was going to turn out to be for the last half of this race, but you hopefully will be with me for the rest of this race to see what actually happens. As we now go round turn 3 again, up here, where Jacko spun us on lap 1, at least from our point of view, that was contact. As now Kieran retires from the race. Good job he retires rather than causes another safety car from crashing, as he, well, I don't know what he thought. But now Jacko's getting really close as our back and gets a bit twitchy into that corner. No, brake very late into this corner. Hit the apex still, and then, oh, no. Okay, thank you very much. I'm not sure still what is happening. How are we now doing what is known as a 3-point turn to get past us? Luckily, we get ghosted there through Wingsman, but of course, what the problem for us now is that our rear tyres are absolutely cooked. So we come in at lap 17 a few laps later and call up to the back of Wingsman into the pit then, sticking to lean. Or we're actually sticking to rich to burn fuel because we've got way too much fuel on us at the moment. We did that during the whole safety car periods. We ran rich actually instead of lean just because we need to get some of the fuel out of the car to make it lighter. And only a few laps later on lap 20, Bad Boy's destroyed his vehicle. We're gambling. Well, there might be a safety car again, yet a third one. Well, we selected option tyres just in case because these ones we're on now won't go that far. But oh, there it comes again. We will. Gamble on that Philip ahead of us has already been in past the pit lane, so won't have been in the pit box as we come in to select the option. Last set of options we've got available for this race, which we will run to the end of this race. We were planning going on lap 24, we're coming on lap 21, so could be a bit of a risk going options rather than primes, but we know the pace advantage of these tyres so much over the primes. It's just ridiculous trying to run primes for a very long period of time. They go about half a second to a second slower a lap, and that's even before they start wearing, kind of thing. But now, of course, on lap 24, which is the ideal lap to fit them, onto lap 25, we've got the green flag to go again, go racing again for the 4th time now. Hopefully there'll be no more safety cars as we completely got that corner now. Bit ashamed of that one, but more of a miscalculation from our point of view. So we're now eye on making a move on Wingsman as soon as possible. We are on the fresh options. A lot of the guys ahead I think have opted for the primes, so we will be faster at least in these initial stages of this stint, so we hope to get past them and possibly hold them behind towards the end of the race. We're just braking really early through there. We've had to take evasive action, spot fill in our mirror coming a lot faster than us, so we're just going to hope that everything goes okay with that, and therefore cut the corner a bit. Now still quite nice and tightly behind Wingsman, giving us the dirty air, not really what we want. We want to get out of this dirty air and get ahead of him as soon as possible, so we cut the inside there just a tad and try not to do it there. As we can see now on the prime tyre, so we're going to have a look down the inside like Massa did, but we decide not to as we get a bit close to him again there. And on exit, it seems like we are fine at the moment still. But we really need to clear him. We know Bad Boy is actually ahead of us at this point because he didn't pit, he stayed out. Of course he'll have to make another pit stop, but we still, I don't know how many pit stops we've made now. We've done a free stopper like we've planned to at least, and that's what we're going to learn. So now get alongside Wingsman going down towards the tunnel, but we're not going to try and stick around him there. Will he make the same mistake as Bad Boy? No, it doesn't look like he has. Hasn't clobbered the wall under the grandstands, or tunnel I call it, but it's grandstands really. But we really need to get past him now. As you can see, Phil is not too close behind us. It would be nice if we both could pass him. That would do us a bit better in the constructors, especially against Red Bull, who are our rivals closestly. As he goes defensive into this corner where we stick it round the outside of him. Oh, small bit of contact there as he runs wide into us at the exit of turn 1. But we will now continue our efforts to get past him now. We will have DRS down this straight. He's run a bit wide. We've braked early to get the best possible exit, but a bit of oversteer. So now activate the DRS. We will have a look, I suspect, to the outside. Or will it? No, it turned to be inside. We go down the inside. Almost hit a ball. That's close we are. But we brake on the outside. But no, we cut back onto him and inside as he ran wide there. I was quite lucky that we didn't try to outbrake ourselves like he did. But I know there's a bump on the inside there and so forth, which makes it a lot harder to brake on that inside line than it is on the outside. That's why I was really glad that he gave us the outside to go around on. Now, small arrows disconnected. Oh dear, this is not looking very good. On to lap 28 then. Coddyard has also lost connection. Jim Coddy has lost connection, so we've now got 2 disconnections to add to our list of many DNFs from about 13 cars on the grid. We're now down to 8 runners, with us currently, of course, in 6th, which at the moment, almost our best finish so far. So we cut on to the last lap of the race. Our tyres are completely cooked. Our rears, we're just hoping Phil won't get close up to a bad on us, but it doesn't look like he has. Jacko, good friend of ours, has won the race. First AOR win. But we are going to come home here in 5th for one of our best finishes ever. Real crazy race as we come across the line in 5th. And oh my god, has anyone seen what has happened? 4th and 3rd had a penalty. So we have got our first podium in AOR ever. Wow. Bad boy actually congratulates us for that. Thank you very much to him. We do appreciate it, even though we didn't legitimately get it. Still our first podium. Best ever result so far in AOR, and surely this will give us something to push on forward to to carry into Japan. Podium now, you can see Ferrari just skimped the Ferrari in the background. It's the first time you will have seen a Ferrari, on the podium in F1 League. However, as usual, we will now move on to the driver's standings. Novatank still leads the way. This constructors or drivers table with 49 points over Cardio in 2nd and Kieran in 3rd. Jacko is now above us in 4th. We are 5th, astonishingly, full 12 points ahead of our rival, currently Bad Boy. Quite a long way off Jacko, so it's Bad Boy and Wingsman are still our rivals. Our teammate Phil is all the way down in 8th on what I believe at least to be 42 points. As we now will take a quick look at the constructors as ever. McLaren lead the way as usual on 426 points, followed by Williams, Mercedes in 3rd, us in the Ferrari down in 5th on 126. We're closing on Toro Rosso now as VT Dosh is not racing for Toro Rosso. I'm not sure if Bad Boy actually has a teammate like Novatank doesn't in the Williams. Hopefully we might claim 4th by the end of the season. And that now then brings us on to the matter of the next race of AOR, which is at the legendary track of Suzuka in Japan. Figure 8 circuit with famous corners like Spoon, 180R, 130R, oh dear, oh well, 130R, and the infamous first sector, which can be pretty deadly at times. But anyway, until that time guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time for round 15 of the Japanese Grand Prix in AOR.